Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Wolverine Guy Kill. Bullets to butts.
Right up Main Street.
We win this shit.
Oh my God, penetration.
Wolverine Guy Kill. Welcome to the Wolverine Nation.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Wolverine Nation. I'm Wolverine Guy Kev. I am a professional opera singer, father of four. I put on a little bit of weight. I'm trying to lose it. How's everybody doing today on, what is it, Wednesday? It is Wednesday. We are to my final, real dress rehearsal without an audience today, even though we're inviting people in, but we're still counting it as a rehearsal. But what the hell ever. Union rules. Woo! All right. I see Feifei, I see Butt Stuff, and I see Mama Jen RN. What's happening? Got to start my morning by getting a very lengthy massage from, let's call them, anti-bear person. Never felt so validated. I'm choosing the bear and just... Okay, so that person was one of those, why the fuck would you choose the bear? Don't you know bears are dangerous, women are stupid kind of people? Or was he a skinny gay? Because that could have gone either way. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. I actually engaged with one of those this morning. Here's my friend Anastasia. She posted this big long thing, which was kind of like the typical response to the bear question, which was essentially it was a meme, and it was somebody who was making it was satire, but I'm sure that somebody said this like why I would pick a bear over a single mother, and then it was a bunch of extremely misogynistic statements after that, and some guy in that discussion thread was like, all this does is sow division, and you're just hating on genders, and you need to stop with this drivel. Partner of a friend too, so it was just, I am sorry, that sucks. You find out that people, not even not necessarily friends, but people in your circle are douchebags, for lack of a better way to put it. I find it out all the time, unfortunately. I have one more rehearsal tonight before we go into performances. I am doing I'm doing Cunning Little Vixen at the Opera House. So we had a dress rehearsal Monday night. It was a tech rehearsal, and I was there almost right up until 11 p.m. for a show that I shit you not, 2.5 minutes of music tops. And it was really frustrating for a lot of us because we're like, are you fucking kidding me right now? It's just, when you have to be there and there's nothing to do, and if all they would have had to do is change the way that they scheduled things to make better use of your time, it's really frustrating. However, last night was smooth. Like, our music happens at the end of Act 2, which I found out is like maybe at tops 40 minutes after curtain. So we were just up in the dressing room doing our thing, and like the call came to go to stage, and we're like, what is going on? And I'm sitting there like, this seems like it's too early. And there are people that have been there longer than me. Well, let me rephrase that. People that have been in more shows, and there's only like 2 people that have been there longer than me. But people that have been in more shows than me, they're like, nah, we were listening. It's time. Like, this show's a lot shorter than I thought it was. And I got home before 10 o'clock. So tonight, I am hoping for more of the same. I already started stretching. I just chugged my pre-workout. I'm literally just right now. I'm kind of stalling to let that kick in before I get a warm-up set. Today is chest and tricep day, so we're going to be working a lot of pressing movements. We're going to start off with incline dumbbell presses, super light, just to get warmed up, and then we're going to go into incline barbell press, which is still going to be warm-up sets. I'm not going heavy on inclines today. I do that on Monday or Sundays. I am going to do 3 plates today on flat bench. That is my goal. My breakfast was substantial. So we are at 265.4. It was 265.3. Was I wrong? I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Yeah, 265.4. So we are so close to 30 total pounds lost since I started this 3.5, 4 months ago. And moving toward my next milestone of weighing in at 255 by July 4th. And ultimately, by my birthday being under 250, that is like the next milestone after that. I've got these set up because I have a gig on my birthday, and I want to look good. So that's where this is coming from. I need to log one more glass of water here. I am at well, I'm 1900 under my calorie goal for the day. Breakfast was one of the high protein pancake bowls that I make. If you guys haven't tried this yet, it's awesome. You get some of that Kodiak pancake mix. Currently, I have blueberry, but I'm going back to the buttermilk. I think the blueberry is too fake fruit flavor. But either way, half a cup of that, 1 scoop of protein powder, about 6 ounces of milk, maybe a little less if you like thick pancakes, which I do. Mash a whole banana into the batter, mix it all up, throw it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. Now, I have a giant ass bag of frozen mixed berries that I throw about 1/4 cup on top. So if you're doing that, they're frozen, put it in for 2 minutes because shit's cold, right? Throw some tablespoon of maple syrup, tablespoon of honey. It's like 60 grams of I'll look up exactly how much it is. It's insane. It is 553 calories, 50.5 grams of protein. Yes, there are 30 grams of sugar, but it's the fucking morning and you need carbs anyway to survive. Carbs are not necessarily the enemy, okay? Calories in excess are the enemy. You can lose weight eating entirely McDonald's. I don't recommend it for your complexion or how it'll make you feel, because when I eat a lot of junk food, I feel like absolute ass. But you can do it, okay? At the end of the day, it is calories in versus calories out. And I know there are a lot of people that will try to dispute that with me, and there is more to it than that. There are hormone levels. There are the age does play a factor. Your metabolism does play a factor. Medical issues, medications definitely play a factor. But if you're not at least getting calories in versus calories out, if you are not, your goal is to lose weight, if you're not consuming less calories than what it takes to maintain your level of activity and survive, then you're not going to lose weight. All right? That is simple, that is physics right there. That is the law of thermodynamics. Yes, I recognize there are other factors though. I am living proof that there are other factors. I have a chronic illness. It really impedes my ability to lose weight and sustain the weight that I want. All right. I had medication that was making that a problem for me. There are so many things go into it, but you have to do the first thing to get anything else. Um, so if you're looking for weight training advice, weight loss advice, I'm not a certified personal trainer. I am not a medical professional. I've just been in the gym a lot over the last 20 years. And even though you look at my gut, I don't look like I've been in the gym a lot. Trust me, I have. And I have learned a lot over the last 20 years. And I'm just trying to help people out. So stick around, join the community, drop me a sub if you want to support me. That'd be great. And then that gets you access to my Discord, which has a lot of resources for you, and I'm still building it up even more every day. So check that out. We are going to be doing some incline dumbbell. I can lift weights. I cannot speak. English is difficult for me. And thanks for hanging out with me, everybody, because it ain't easy getting up the motivation to do this every single day. And even as obsessive as I am, that I work out 6 days a week and I get anxiety if I do not. Getting that motivation to come down here is a lot of you guys coming in here and just chatting with me. All right, so first things first. Oh, you know what I need to do? I'm canceling this. Today's a core day too. I completely forgot about that. So we're gonna work our core today. Let me move this out of the way. See, I don't even know what's going on here. I try to work my core 3 days a week. I try to get in a 1.5 mile walk at least a couple days a week. Whether or not that is with my 3-year-old or not is entirely dependent on what I have going on at night. I have too much going on at night right now to go with him because it takes me an hour to get him in the door. Those of you that do not know my 3-year-old, he is on the spectrum. He's currently at therapy and did not want daddy to leave today. That was I need my slam ball. That was a fun drop off today. But he's getting very, very good at using his words rather than swinging his arms and legs and screaming. All right, so we're going to start with the Russian twist. This is a 20-pound slam ball. Magnetron, what's happening? How you doing today? Five, 7. Ah. Jen doesn't say a word to me until Mag comes in. And she's all like, sister wife. No audio, I'm in a meeting. Okay. My 18-year-old, it is his last ever day of high school today. So thanks for posting that picture, by the way, Mag. I appreciate that. He really, he like that picture. He just looked like he like went all Hulk smash in the shirt he had on in kindergarten. Whew. So with core, I typically do at least 3 movements where I'll do Russian twists, I'll do reverse sit-ups, I will do weighted cable crunches. Sometimes I do in and outs as well. WWE is blowing up my email right now. Put another one up later of his fashion through the years. Hell yeah! Make sure you get the robe and the tiara that he had on with my brother. So, oh, that's not good. All right. Be set 2. Y'all know he is unapologetically himself. Oh, God, yes. That kid does not give a fuck, and I love it. Eight, 9, 10. Whew. And I do 4 sets of each movement when I'm doing core. Oh. Whew. And there's nothing really new going on this week. Oh, while I am thinking about this, tomorrow I will not be streaming at 10. I completely forgot about this. I have a costume fitting out at the Henry Ford for the barbershop stuff. And I want to say that is at 10:30. And then I have a half an hour drive back from that. So noonish tomorrow for back and bicep day. Just letting everybody know that. I know that I originally said the only day that I'm definitely missing is Friday morning. I am a big fat liar. Friday, I have a performance in the morning. We're doing a student matinee, which is cool because initially, our pay, we have rehearsal pay and we have performance pay. And the performance pay is like, it's a big check. But we do all right. I think I make like, I don't know, 26 an hour to rehearse. And so nights like Monday, where I'm sitting up in my dressing room for literally 4 hours doing nothing, it's cool that I'm getting paid for it. It just sucks that I'm not doing anything. And this is it starts to become a larger, more nuanced issue when you realize that the opera house is like, oh, we're not making that much money. Bitch, learn how to write a schedule. Like, you have to call us for a minimum of 2 hours to make it worth our time. You could have cut your labor in half right there by just calling us in for the 2-hour time, as opposed to going, well, we're going to keep you for the whole fucking time. No, call us in for the 2 hours. Start with our scene. Start with our fucking scene. Then do bows. That would have taken max half an hour, probably 45 minutes. Yes, you are paying 1 hour of unpaid labor because you have to factor in our breaks. But that's 1 hour as opposed to, or unpaid labor, but you know what I mean. You're paying 1 hour of labor with all of us gone. Okay, that is shitty, but instead you're paying us 4 hours for us to be doing the same thing we could have been doing at home. That's my issue. It's a respect of time, it's efficient scheduling. Our time could be utilized so much better. And it's a small complaint, but I'm just like, don't come to me and tell me you don't have money when clearly you're just throwing it away. Six. One more set after that. So this barbershop gig, they're giving us, hopefully this year, better looking costumes, because the costume that I had was ugly. Oh, Jesus, that needs to come up a little bit. There. My entire face is caught by my logo a minute ago. Move this back. Hey, High Beam, what's up, nerd?
I can smell you.
And lurking, because I'm sure she's working. So with the barbershop, what we've been doing is we've been wearing trousers, supplying our own dress shoes, which, whatever. and then a button-down shirt, a bow tie, and a sweater vest, and then like a golf hat. And it doesn't really scream old-timey barbershop to me. But then they get pissed about my beard, which I'm sure is going to be well, it's not. I'm not going to put up a fight this year. This is. I can't say that this is in any way a period beard. Last year I could, but this year I cannot. So I will probably be clean shaven for at least part of the summer. When we get to August, I'm going to stop caring again. But when we start, if they say something to me, I will be clean shaven. Or at the very least, I'm going down to stubble because it's just such a pain to shape this. Yeah. So anyway, I got a costume fitting. They're supposedly doing new stuff. I honestly, and I know that it sounds weird, I'm hoping for the white pants with like the candy striped shirt, the straw top hat, and maybe even a cane, like Dick Van Dyke. That's what I'm going for. It just makes more sense. Oh. There we go. So, one thing that I want to stress, my biggest problem, like many people, is belly fat. Right? At a coffee shop or an R meeting, and the graffiti in the bathroom says, "I try to act all nonchalant, but deep inside, I'm chalant as fuck." I love women's room graffiti. It's amazing. Squirrel moment. Were we having a discussion of the weird statistics? No, no, that wasn't me. I have no idea actually what weird statistics you're referring to. Um, I work my core because I want a strong core, not because I'm trying to lose belly fat. You lose belly fat by burning calories and burning fat. Thus shrinking your fat cells. By the power of grayscale, I have the power! What's up, Upbeat Cheese 6? How you doing? Have you watched the Masters of the Universe reboot by Kevin? Well, not even reboot, sequel series by Kevin Smith. It's fucking amazing. And the casting of Mark Hamill to voice Skeletor was inspired. I did. It was good. I'm still in the middle of Revolution, the latest one. I have not finished it yet. But there is a point where King Randor's brother is introduced, and it's William Shatner voicing him. Except I didn't realize it was William. I mean, I knew William Shatner was going to be in the show. I didn't realize it was Shatner until they did a callback to Wrath of Khan. There's this moment that Skeletor is like, when will they realize that I'm the superior intellect? And Keldor looks at Skeletor dead in the face and goes, I'm laughing at the superior intellect. I'm like, oh, that is Captain Kirk. He said that to Khan. He said the thing that makes me happy. I am a giant nerd. All right, so let's get this cable set up. So I love shit like that. So even as much as I dog on the live action Transformers movies, and deservedly so, they have their moments. Some of them even have their redeeming qualities. I enjoyed the first one just because I was a child when I watched it. And when I say I was a child, I mean metaphorically, because that movie came out when I was in my 30s. But watching Optimus Prime transform like for real for the first time was just goddamn amazing. And I don't care that it was done wrong. I needed to see it. Um, Well, for fuck's sake. There we go. Not to mention that you're always a child if you rewatch He-Man Transformers, right? They're actually making a new live-action He-Man as well. Speaking of live-action He-Man, the old one, Masters of the Universe, the one with Dolph Lundgren, got referenced in Kevin Smith's cartoon, and I was, as much as I dog on that movie, I was so happy that they brought it into canon. Like, yes, Gwildor, fuck yeah, wow, that is okay. That's a thing that just happened. Okay, I did not think this one through. Apparently, there. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage a battle to destroy the forces of the Decepticons. And if you think I sang that wrong, you haven't watched a lot of Transformers cartoons. That was Transformers, the animated series. Literally called Transformers, the animated series. Not the one I grew up on, but the one that my kids grew up on. And they always did a little dance because they loved that song so much. Go figure, you talk Transformers and now I'm busy. The Linkin Park Transformers theme is a good workout song. I don't mind the Linkin Park Transformers. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Personally, just give me the original. Either give me the original cartoon or the theme from the animated movie. Chef's kiss right there. All right. So this is 100 pounds. We're doing weighted. That wasn't Linkin Park. Linkin Park wasn't even around then. Who sang that originally? I have more important things to do than work out right now. I got to figure out who sang that originally because I don't remember at the moment. Lion. Across this new divide. Right. No. I am talking about the Transformers movie, not the one from the cartoon, the movie that was animated. There was a Transformers, the movie came out late 80s. Okay. No, I know. That's the one we have Logan 2 dancing on video, was the Transformers the Animated Series, which was the one that was in the 2000s. Too many damn Transformers properties. We're all like, this one! Like, nope. Ugh. 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 Fuck's sake. Whew. So you've got the original Transformers, which is kind of like, it's not slow, but it's not rock-ish. But then the theme from the animated movie, like fucking hairband to the extreme, so good, so good. And I think I want to say that it got covered on the first Michael Bay movie soundtrack, but I might be wrong about that. Yeah, I've got a video of my 18-year-old doing what we called the Transformers dance. There is a video somewhere of the two of them as teenagers doing the Transformers dance. It was when you were still, you don't remember anything from those movies? Except for apparently the Linkin Park song. I try to forget a lot of the Michael Bay shit too. Although Bumblebee was actually good. Very entertaining. I wish they would have brought in Decepticons that I recognized to be the main antagonists. But overall, I liked it, especially, oh my God, the footage from Cybertron was amazing. Give me 2 hours of that. 2 hours of that. I will watch it in theaters repeatedly. The new Transformers is a gem. Beast Wars was not bad. Are you talking the Netflix series? Beast Wars was not bad. Again, I wish they had brought the Predacons out. I kind of appreciated who they brought in as the antagonist, but really I wish it was the Predacons. Optimus fighting all of them. Jennifer and I lost our shit when Soundwave said Ravage eject. Just lost our shit. All the voice actors, it was so good. So good. Whew. That is brutal. No, that of all the Transformer movies, of all the moments in all of the live action Transformer movies, that footage in Bumblebee, absolutely my favorite. I did particularly appreciate when you finally got to the point that Optimus Primal in Beast Wars said maximize. I giggled like a small child. Quite a bit. And then you got Transformers 1 coming out, which when I saw the premise, I was like, finally the movie I've been asking for. Then I saw the trailer. It is not the movie I've been asking for. Like, could you just do one fan service movie? One. I'm not huge on Beast Wars. I know you're not. I will still maintain that it's up until it became Beast Machines and they had gotten back to Cybertron, it was the best writing of all the properties, in my opinion. And I say that as somebody who adored G1 and really enjoyed the animated movie.
Show me those biddies.
Hey, Premise Land, thank you so much for the biddies. Welcome in. I got to remember to send you those pictures. I have to, right after I'm done here, I got to eat lunch. I got to get an oil change while I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to get you that stuff today. That's my plan. I'm doing some photography work for Premise Land. All right. like 20 minutes in, and I'm still like only on my second exercise. I believe that was set 2. Thought I missed a stream, so I am really. It is 10:39. How could you have missed it? And I don't stream that early. Ugh. 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 I couldn't get that last one. Jesus. Good morning is usually that's fair. Whew. Mm-mm. I like Taylor Swift. I'm just gonna put it out there. I enjoy Taylor Swift. I especially enjoyed when The Rock lip synced this song. The song is cute. The new movie, it's I don't know. It's one of those where I think they're going for too much comedy, and it's geared toward kids. It's not the movie's not for me. But I would just like them to do Wolverine Guy Swifty. um, I just one fan service movie. Take the games, War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, and give me that movie. Give me that movie. That's what I want. While the original voice actors are still alive. Nobody, I love Hugo Weaving. Nobody wants him as Megatron. Nobody. Literally nobody asked for that. That, yes, give, exactly. And who in the world asked for Frank to stop doing Megatron and go to Starscream? Nobody. If you can't get it, just, fuck. Why? Why? Starscream should never sound menacing, ever. He should sound like Cobra Commander, a whiny bitch dictator, or in Starscream's case, whiny bitch dictator wannabe. And now G.I. Joe and Transformers in the movie universe exist together, which I don't know whether or not I should be excited about that since they up G.I. Joe so bad in the first movie. And then the second one, they gave us a good action movie, but not a good G.I. Joe movie. Pregnant, she was trying to think of a cool cartoon character to name her child. I suggested Cobra Commander. You are correct. All right, last set of these, and then I'm just going to get into chest. Okay. Whew. That's good. All right. It's 8 sets on my core, which is admittedly not nearly as much as I normally do, but I've only got so much time in the day. You know what I mean? I've gotta be domestic. My kitchen's trashed right now. I got to meal prep. I've got to get my car an oil change. I've got to do a bunch of shit for Premise Land because he's needy. Just kidding, man. Oh. Roll call. You went up to Cobra. Okay, G.I. Joe fans. What do you think about Serpentor? I thought he was hilarious. Not really sure he added much. It's such a weird premise. Going around collecting DNA samples of all these deceased dictator tyrants, and then they got foiled at one of them, so they decided to get Sergeant Slaughter, which made him completely mentally unstable. That's literally what they went with. And then they found the land of Cobra La. Because why the fuck not? And then you find out that Cobra Commander was literally a fucking cobra that just mutated into a man. And so people my age, I don't know why I'm putting this here. People my age, you say to them, I was once a man. And you know exactly what you're fucking talking about. All right. And we are going into a strength workout. Ooh, I can still feel that in my abs. Jesus. All right. I mean, genetics don't really work that way, but sure. That's exactly how it works. I learned that from G.I. Joe, and now I know, and knowing is half the battle. Okay, so we're going to start 45-pound dumbbells. Fuck it. We're going 55-pound dumbbells, and we're going to warm up. Incline dumbbell presses, and we're going to go a little heavier with the barbell presses. And then we're going to see if I can still lift 315 for reps. I know I can lift it. I just don't know how many I can get. Explains his secrets. It was, I've watched a lot of really out there cartoons, and it's part of the cool thing about cartoons is that nothing has to really be based in reality. But name the baby Satan. Yes. But the farther G.I. Joe went, the more I was like, all right, y'all need to calm back down. Because the cool thing about G.I. Joe was that it was cartoon. It's like WWE for me. I love G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe. But it was like, it was military versus terrorists with about the realism level of James Bond thrown in there. That was cool. But the farther you got along, it was like the military versus the terrorists versus whatever the fuck somebody saw on 3 a.m. on the Sci-Fi Network. I used to learn how to make bodysuits for you need to learn how to make bodysuits for cosplay. Yes, for me. We've seen Backlash. Now that's some crowd we don't see anymore in the WWE. It was 11,000 people, and I gotta wonder if they didn't mic it up like that to make it sound louder, or maybe it's just the arena. But trust me when I say this, I was at SummerSlam, and we were losing our fucking minds. We lost steam by the time the main event came around because it was super late. It was after 11 at that point. The arena is small. No, yeah. The arena is small. I mean, it might just acoustically be ridiculous, is what I'm getting at. So, and I mean, they were lively. They were lively as hell. I loved it. And they were into it. Crowd reminded me of ECW. ECW was a little bit more. You know, I can't even really comment on that because I didn't watch a lot of ECW, so I'm going to go with that. But it was, the crowd was cool. I will say that. Oh, all right. I have not seen the whole thing yet. My 7-year-old going to be 8-year-old wanted to watch it with me. Still waiting for us to actually have time to do that together. I mean, I know generally the results. I heard some of those matches were absolutely badass. That lined up. All right, so they were, bruh, they were singing Randy's theme, and I was laughing my head off. I've never heard anyone sing Randy's theme like that. All right, so I'm going to do 185, just a couple sets here. And then we're going to get into the good stuff. Whew. All right. Now, some people will disagree with me warming up with this much because it takes away energy that I could be using to go for a big lift. If I was going bigger than 315, I would probably agree. But last week I did 295 for reps. I'm not entirely worried about 315. And 315 is what Cody tore his pec on. And he said right off the bat, I did not warm up for that. Because he's his words, because he's an idiot, not mine. I'd rather eat Randy. I am not aware of that song. Premise Land, what you got going on today, brother? What did we say for was it 20 or was it 25 last time? I don't remember for photos. Film some content that I keep procrastinating. I don't know anything about procrastinating. 20. All right. Cool. I'm going to I got to remember this. I'm going to print out my Venmo QR code so people can just scan it. 7, 8, 9. Ugh. I remember when 185 was like a super huge issue for me. Last year, I introduced a bunch of characters and nothing with because I'm an asshole. That's all true. All of it. That entire statement. So I spend a lot of time on my chest days with incline movements. That's entirely on purpose because while I do end up hitting my chest from all angles, hitting the upper area or hitting my chest from the incline angle is what helps your chest fill out more up rather than down. I'm trying to avoid looking like I have man boobs. And decline will encourage them to grow and it'll be muscle, but it'll look like man boobs. I am vain as fuck. And I do not want the appearance of man boobs. What's up, collabers? How you doing? So since I'm going especially for aesthetics, incline, this is the way. My wife is currently working, she's in a meeting right now, but she is currently, this is her long day. She'll be working from, I think it was 9:15 in the morning until probably about 11 at night. Obviously I have my show tonight. So my mother-in-law is coming over, which is part of the reason that I'm like, I got to get this stream, like go and get my workout done and then get domestic. Because invariably, my mother-in-law comes over and the house is dirty, she'll start cleaning. And she's happy to do it, but I always feel bad. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now we do the work getting domestic. Does your mother-in-law want to come to my house? No, probably not. I can't tell you how many times I've told her, I'm like, you don't have to do this. And she just makes her happy. Rather than just sitting around all day, which is what she'd be doing. Because before, when she was coming over, I was working, and Jen was working, and all she had to do was drop the kids off and pick them up. And she lives too darn far away for her to go home in between. So she could sit around and get stressed out by how cluttered my house is, which is part laziness and part all of the children. Ugh. All right. Yeah, Clabbers, I'm going to wear a French maid outfit later, but I'm not doing it on stream. That's on my OnlyFans. Bobo Chicago just posted an image in my Discord. And he's here. What's up, Lobo? How you doing, buddy? just post. Yeah, I'm checking it out right now. Actually, I saw that you had posted something, and then I mentioned it, and then you were here. That is so fucking cool. Is that the penguin with a fucking lightsaber? Penguin and Bane, just the penguin. I think that's Poison Ivy in the background. And then you with a giant ass cannon. That's amazing. Guys, that's my Discord link. If you're not in my Discord, please feel free to join and go check out the pics that Lobo Chicago just posted of him cosplaying as a penguin. Fucking unreal. If you are in my Discord, just go there right now. All right. Put all this weight back on there. So in case you missed it, I'm shooting for 315 today, which, Jesus Christ. My bench is like, do it, bitch. There we go. It's on a slight decline over here. Asked me to pose with a lightsaber for social media. No, that's awesome. That's fantastic. So there's a slight dip over there, and well, the weight just kind of slides off sometimes. All right. Get this back on. Fair enough. And it was purple. Purple lightsabers are the best. I really wish they had found a way to put bad motherfucker on his lightsaber. I know it wouldn't have fit in with Star Wars, but just, it doesn't even have to be on camera. Just one of those behind the scenes things, just so we know. Like there needs to be a scene somewhere where Mace Windu is going to arrest the Emperor, and he looks over at the other Jedi and goes, hand me my lightsaber. Which one is it, Master Windu? It's the one that says bad motherfucker on it. That would have just made my day. All right, one more plate. I really hope my wife isn't watching right now. She does not like when I do this. Now, going much heavier than this will require me to have a spotter. Really, I should have a spotter here for this, but who said I was smart? I'm gonna give this a second. Let myself kind of. What ain't no planet I ever heard of? Did he say he wanted to? He probably said he wanted to. Who can we contact just to get? I don't know. Oh, in case I die, my wife. Ivy knows how to get a hold of her. Just message her on Instagram. Hey, your husband's dead. Thought you should know. What now? I'm about to live 315 pounds, so in case I die, you should probably message my wife. And the funny thing is, Jen probably has the audio on, and she's trying to listen to whatever lecture she's being presented with, and she's probably face palming, shaking her head, going, if he dies, I will kill him. I have a G-rated Pulp Fiction script I've been sitting at. No. Say what again? Say what one more gosh darn time. I dare you. I double dare you, butt face. Say what again? Does he look like a wimp? What? Does he look like a wimp? Oh, all right. I'm mentally psyching myself up to do this. This is not the most weight I've ever lifted. Ugh. Like, 2, 3. Ugh. It was not the best rep, but it was there, and I'm going to do it again. Now that I've moved it, I'm going to get more out of that. Whew. Kevin's going to lift the big. I said, ooh. I can be responsible during working hours. After that, nah. I'm going to do one more set of those. That actually felt really good. I'm so afraid if I come down any farther that I'm going to be stuck. And that's always the issue with lifting big weights for me. It's not actually moving it. It's once I get it down to a certain point, can I get it back up? That's what she said. Squish. Someone tell my wife I'm still alive. Ooh. I'm giving this a couple of minutes. I'm going to try to do a better set at 315. I think that's the most I've lifted on stream. I might have actually done this before, like not when I started streaming like 4 months ago, but like a year ago when I was streaming workouts for a hot minute. High beam is the most responsible. All the responsibilities. God help us all. Every single one of us. So I'm going to do one more set of this. I'm going to drop down to 275. And then I'm going to drop down to 225. I had to do the math in my head there. I'm upset that I already used the achievement unlock. Use it again. Ain't no damn limit on that. What the hell is that, Lobo? That's hilarious. That thick boy booty. I just now saw that. You don't have a point. No. Let that be your first lesson in fiscal responsibility. Have underestimate your power. I am neither under nor overestimating her power. I am estimating it. Oh no, you lost video. No! Is it because of the thick boy booty? All right. You can do it. You can do it all night long. All right. Goal is 5 reps, but I'll take 3. One, 2. Nope, almost lost that one. And that's enough. Whew. What a gay! Why to be me? And when I said I almost lost that one, I just pushed it too far toward my head and about missed the J cup. I did not almost drop it. All right. Go down to 275. Considering I haven't moved 315 in at least 6 months, I'll take that. That was a success. I saw a video yesterday of this dude that was damn near 70. I think he was 67. I'm not entirely sure, but he was in his upper 60s and he benched 450 for reps. Not just moving it a little bit, I mean down to his chest. And for like 4 or 5, it was nuts. Dude's going training for the Masters division of some powerlifting show. And Masters division is typically in any, okay, I don't even want to say any, but it's a senior division, not like a skill level. If I were to go back into point sparring or full contact karate, either one, I would be in a Masters division. MMA, that doesn't exist as far as I know. I mean, it might at some of the more local shows. Jesus. Nothing? All right. Okay, so we just did 315 for 2 sets, 3 reps each. It was not my finest 315 lift, but I moved it. And I got a decent range of motion, especially on the second one, I feel like. We're now dropping down to 275. Hex, what's happening? How you doing? And Master Uwu. I love it. How you doing, Hex? I had to. So I don't know if I told you this. The first night that we did rehearsal with the orchestra and had us going onto the balcony for our voices, because we're in the back of the house for the voices. They wanted to sound like some ethereal, otherworldly spirit of the forest, something. And the elevators are in the lobby where people are, so we can't be visible to them. So the first night we took the stairs to the 4th floor of the opera house, and we had to go up and down a couple of times. I looked at my watch because my watch measures that sort of thing. 21 flights of stairs that day. Yeah, on or that day it was Monday. Yesterday was leg day, and I still had to walk up and down a fair amount of stairs, but they did give us the option to use the elevators in the tower. I just have to basically cut across the building, so that it wasn't horrible, but still, my legs were like, "What are you doing to me? Why do you hate me so much?" I was seriously this close to not working out today. I'm doing good, Hex. Stairmaster. Dude, if my ass doesn't look incredible by the end of next week, I'm gonna be so pissed. All right. So this is 275. This is 40 pounds lighter than what I just did. So we're shooting for 6 to 10 here. It will probably be closer to 6 because I've expended a lot of energy already. Three, 4, 5. Ugh. Went down on my right side a little weird that time. Gonna do 2 sets of that. Adamantium buns. Who needs buns of steel? You got buns of adamantium. Oh, fuck's sake. So essentially, the point here is to do as much damage as possible up here without actually injuring yourself. Tomorrow, while and again, I'm going to mention this tomorrow, I'm not going to be streaming at the normal time. I will probably stream around noon-ish. I have a costume fitting I forgot about. That's happening about 10:30 in the morning, a half an hour away from here. So, you know, priorities. I got to work. But I also don't have anything tomorrow night. And that is real tempting to try to game tomorrow night. I don't know if that's going to work out, but, and I know I keep saying that I'm going to do that. It never works out, but once. If I do, you'll all know. So, Kev After Dark. Oh my. I know, right? We have, I was part of a stream group for a little while. God, I forgot what they were even called at that point. But now they're the House of TKO. I still go in their Discord. I still hang out with them. I'm not really like part of their clique anymore. But we get to a certain point in the night, and they would post an After Dark GIF, and it would get wild in that Discord. As wild as a bunch of nerds on a Discord can get. It was pretty funny, especially when they started drinking. What were they called before? That's gonna drive me insane. Oh well. And, you know, I was actually I was pretty heavily invested in that group for a hot minute. Same thing as I was with Team XO. You guys know I used to virtually hang out with Chloe. I lost touch with a lot of them. I still see Beeman Bandit. She's not Braided Bandit anymore. Beeman Bandit once in a while. She actually lives by me. I walked into her workplace once, not accidentally. I knew she worked there, but I had to have a particular item service, and that's the only location near me. So I walked in. I'm like, "Hey," she's looking at me like, "The fuck are you?" Like, I am in your Twitch stream quite a bit. Awkward. I swear I'm not a stalker. Okay. Let's get this up. That's what she said. All right. 275, then we're dropping down to 225, and then we're going to call it on the bench presses and move on to flies. Three. Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay. She called the police. No, she didn't. She actually gave me some advice because we weren't sure if the repair I needed was covered. But it was. Well, she wasn't sure. I was sure. She works there, though, so I wasn't about to say, hey, you're wrong. Okay, I've officially had it with this playlist. Miss my friends. Oh my, I'm not a stalker. Ooh, that's about this. I'm just going off screen for a second. All right. Okay, we're gonna add this to my library because actually I enjoy this playlist. I don't want it right now. There we go. This is hope everyone enjoys the pics in the Discord. Dude, they look so good. Seriously. You just absolutely nailed that penguin. Absolutely nailed that penguin. God, out of context, that sentence is weird. All right, so this is gonna be my last 2 sets on bench. We've dropped from 315 to 275. Now we're at 225. I'm just gonna pound these out. Shut up, Clabbers. Seriously, man, you do a fantastic job. I shut up, Clabbers. And again, for those of you that are just join me, are lurking, or that have never seen me before, I'm Wolverine Guy Kev. I'm a 46-year-old professional opera singer. I'm soon to be 47. I'm a father of 4. I gained a little weight over the pandemic and then the years following because I have chronic illness, and I discovered DoorDash. It was definitely a combination of the two. And the past 3 months, I've gone from 294 to 265.4. I don't know what the decimal was on the 294. I was just pissed about it. So here I am, just trying to get healthy again, and that's my spiel. So stick around. Don't have to chat. Don't have to do anything. Ugh. Fuck. Oh well. Three. Ugh. Yeah. Ooh, my arms are getting tired. Ugh. 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 I just saw an ad for this choir group that I sing with for their next concert. I'm like, am I supposed to be singing on that? Because, what's up, bro? Mickey Maida. How you doing, my man? Welcome in. Well, how are you doing? Mickey could be Michelle. I have no idea. So, how are you doing today? Welcome in. Whew. Just, I was working all night last night. Again, I was singing at the Opera House, but they made us run up and down a ton of stairs, like 4 stories of that Opera House. So I'm exhausted. It's Mickey. How are you today? Hey, man, I went to school with a woman named Michelle. Thank you so much for that follow. I love that profile picture. And she hated being called Michelle, so she wanted to be called Mickey. And so for a while, as a kid, I was very confused about Mickey Mouse. Like, but wait, how are you doing today? Where are you from? How old are you? Do you like long walks on the beach? Why did I deliver that? Like William Shatner. I have no idea. These are the things that haunt me. Whew. I'm fucking tired. Guys, I'm so tired. My kids were a handful this morning. My little one just did not want to go to therapy. I've got a 3-year-old. He is autistic. He goes to ABA therapy, and he loves it there. He loves his therapist. But this week, he's loved daddy staying as long as possible and throws off and fit when I leave. And so it's going to be a lot of ripping the Band-Aid off for the rest of the week because I am not going to get him used to, if he keeps a hold of me, that I'll stay to kind of placate him. And I don't want to do that to the therapist either, because they then have to chase him and he can be a handful, and it's just, and the thing is, he's way too smart to distract. Because they were like, all right, let's pull out Mickey Mouse. Let's pull out Bluey. Let's do Bubbles. Let's play with the kinetic sand. Do you want a snack? They're just trying to get his eyes off of me. And he had, yo, Foot Joy, my favorite joy. We'll say that every time. He had just a vice grip on me no matter what. So he's like, hell yeah, let's go watch Mickey Mouse. Dad, son of a bitch. What's happening, Foot Joy? How you doing? All right, this is my last set of benches. Just gonna go until I can't, until I have one rep in the tank. I do not go to failure on these because I don't have a spotter, and I'm not stupid. Yeah. Unless it's a cable exercise or something I can drop without killing myself, we don't go to failure. All the way. Six, 7, 8. One more. 9. Oh, okay. There we go. Ugh. Oh, okay. All right. So now we're going to set up for Around the World Flies. I'm sure, again, these may actually be called that. Something else might be called that. I probably heard it somewhere, but that's what I call these. I'm going to set up my cable system. Shit, I need both of them. I'm going to do a one-armed fly. Ain't going to fly at all. I do 2 sets on a decline angle, then a neutral angle, then an incline angle. This is the only decline movement that I do, because once again, I don't like looking like I have the man boobs. Look, man, hashtag all titties matter. Not mine. My titties need some quality control. Are those Indian clips? No, they are not. Those are just pins for these weights. I got a $70 cable system on Amazon rather than getting a $400, $500, $600, $700 cable machine. Just anchored it right into the ceiling of my basement. What am I doing? Every day, it's like I've never done this before. I'm a fucking etch-a-sketch. I'm going down in weight just slightly from the last time. I did 55 each arm last time. I am doing 45 this time, just because I went pretty heavy on those benches and did a lot more sets than I normally do. Hit ease when and sometimes difficult to see. Show them to me. My wife even likes boobs. Show them to her. She can describe them to me in great detail. Why did I get so much quieter on that? Nobody is here right now. Oh, the days when Run DMC did the theme for Degeneration X. The Attitude Era. I never watched the WWE in the Attitude Era. I don't even know why I'm fondly reminiscing over something that I've literally never watched. Like, I've seen some clips and 1 or 2 matches. That's about it. I was a hardcore WCW fan back then. All right, if you've never seen me do these before, these are going to look slightly different than cable curl. Words are hard. Cable curls that you probably see or do at the gym, because my pulleys are stuck up here, which means for me to hit any other angle other than decline, I have to change the angle at which my hip is hinged and my arm position. So, Apple announced the new iPad Pro with the M4 chip. Holy hell, nice. I used to love the Attitude Era. WCW is cool too, especially their cruiserweight. Dude, their cruiserweights were amazing. Adamantium, I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the lurk, bro. Once the NWO came in, I was sold on WCW. I had been kind of disappointed with the way WCW was just 80s WWF light. And there were just things about the Attitude Era at that age that were just a real turnoff to me. But once the NWO came in, for a good 2 years, every episode of Nitro I was watching. And then I got back into the WWF around the Ruthless Aggression era. Really, when Vince bought WCW was when I started watching again. I heard that, and so I watched the last Nitro, and then I started watching WWF to kind of see how that was going to be done. And it was botched horribly, but I've been into it ever since then. And then I introduced my kids to it. They loved it for a while. Then they stopped watching. Then I stopped watching. Then suddenly my 20-year-old got way into it. And now I collect wrestling belts. It's been a weird journey to get here. But I have a ton of championship belts. All right, set 1. These are going to be decline, so these will look relatively how you're used to seeing them. Ugh. Ugh. Nine. I hate you, clappers. It was clappers. Of course it was clappers. Okay. I couldn't even see your name and I knew it was you. Yes. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 championship belts right now. I was up to 14 at one point. I sold a few of them. I've got 3 of the big W Network logo ones, which I've got to get my Cody Rhodes plates on there. I've got the original Undisputed back in 2002. I've got Ric Flair's big gold World Heavyweight Championship. I've got the Seth Rollins belt, which is currently held by Damian Priest, but that World Heavyweight Championship. I've got the Rhea Ripley belt, currently held by Becky Lynch. Which belt is your favorite? Mine's the white strap IC. That's tough for me. So I grew up during the golden era. And the belt I always wanted, which I now have, is the dual-plated Winged Eagle. I have the WWE shop version. It's all stock. It has the block WWE logo, not F. But my favorite belt that I actually own is I have a ridiculous, it's so good, replica of the Hogan 84 belt with the block F logo.
Show me those
Premise Land coming to
biddies.
those 10 biddies. Thank you so much. I guess that means you have to go out to do what you're doing. Do you even live people's spirits, bro? Aw, thank you. I'll show it in a minute. But that belt has just got it. It's gorgeous. I have all of the golden era belts. I have the Hogan 84. I've got the dual-plated winged eagle. I've got the classic black strap intercontinental, and I've got the classic dual-plated tag team as well. I'm actually trying to get my hands on a different version of that same belt that's a bit more authentic and made by the guy that currently makes all of the AEW belts. So it's a pretty good belt. Ugh. So when you say white strap IC, you mean the original one? Which I think Warrior had one. I could be wrong. I know he had yellow, but he might have had white. Maybe that was the World. Or do you mean Cody's? Actually, now that I think about it, I think Cody was the white strap. Ugh. Six, seven, eight, nine. Warrior was the first one I remember having different colored straps. I know he had the yellow Intercontinental. I think he had a white winged eagle and possibly the blue. Maybe even the purple for all I know. There are so many different colored straps for those, and it was around that time. The one Miz held, which I believe Cody introduced that one and Miz won it from him, if I'm not mistaken. Give me 1 second here. All right. So this is the Hogan 84. This thing weighs about 10 pounds. It is CNC engraved, so this was done on a router. But it's got a real leather strap. It doesn't have the Hulk Hogan belt tip. It's the only thing that's really missing from it. It's got this kind of snakeskin backing here. I mean, it's just, this thing is fantastic. It's got all of the flag side plates. This is the version that Andre's belt was crafted after. Get that right up there. Got the WWF logo. But yeah, this one, this is the favorite belt that I own. That is the crown jewel right there. I'll put that back where it belongs soon. Jeebus, I know, right? All right, so I'm going to change my hip hinge and my arm position. That's nice. I don't think I've ever seen that one. It's the one that Hulk Hogan wore into WrestleMania 3. And at the beginning of that match, Ventura and Gorilla were talking about how they said win, lose, or draw. This is the last time Hogan wears that particular belt, because they were introducing a new one after that. And he actually wore a prototype. It's called the Hulk Hogan Mystery Belt, that he used on house shows before the Winged Eagle got introduced on the episode of the Main Event where Andre pinned him with the twin refs and whatnot. The Hogan Mystery Belt was a bigger gold belt that had Hogan's picture right in the center of it. But yeah, that was the WrestleMania 3 belt. He also had, I'm trying to think. There was the big green belt he won from Iron Sheik. Then there was the black and silver one the year after that. The red and silver one the year after that, although I may have swapped that. Then there was that one. So there's a Hogan 84, a Hogan 85, a Hogan 86, the big green, the winged eagle. Hogan held all of those. And then he also held the undisputed. He was the last ever WWF champion because they changed their name after he won that. I know way too much about wrestling. So he was the last WWF champion and the first WWE champion. Ugh. Ugh. 9, 10. Oh, fuck. Ooh. I have beaten my chest up today. So I've got all the golden era belts. I've got all the network belts. I've got the original undisputed. I've got the big gold. I've got the world heavyweight championship, the current Raw belt, and the women's championship currently held by Becky Lynch, which is the same belt only on a white strap. And I have John Cena's spinner with my kid's nameplate on it. The spinner is a very underrated belt. I remember hating it when it was first introduced, and the replica is like super nice. It is honestly impressive how detailed and awesome that belt is. What's really hilarious is that we're really getting into nerddom here. John Cena lost that belt to The Rock. And The Rock came out on Raw the next night and made fun of the spinner. Not as bad as the fans did, but he made fun of it a little bit and then introduced my least favorite modern era belt, which was the big scratch logo that just looked like somebody, a child, had tried to paste a bunch of jewels onto a belt in the kind of in the shape of a W. So bad. People love that belt too. I don't get it. Joel loves that belt. My 8-year-old. How do you feel about the AEW title? Like, as a belt? Like, okay, so I don't watch a lot of AEW. Their weekly show is not good. Their pay-per-views are fucking unreal, but their weekly show is not great. Their belts are so good. So good. The AEW World title, and I don't mean the one that they have right now, but the one that Samoa Joe beat MJF for, and there's a subtle difference. There's a subtle difference between the two, but the first one, in my opinion, was better. And that is probably the best looking world title belt I have ever seen. Like it's up there with the big gold for me, and the big gold is what I like in my head, what I associate world champions with. And the TNT belt is gorgeous too. Ugh. And the tag belt I'm trying to get right now, which is the WWF Classic like Demolition Tag Team belt, is made by the same guy that designed all of those belts. And while I won't go so far as to say that dude's a friend of mine, I do know him and I do talk to him on occasion. Ugh. 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 And I talk to him on Facebook. Not like I don't call him up and be like, hey dude, that's important. We are not that close. I have engaged in conversation with him on Facebook. That is it. Big Gold's classic. Kind of feel like the new heavyweight plays sort of a. Oh, it absolutely does. Absolutely does. It's one of the reasons that I bought it. When I was a kid, and we're talking around WrestleMania 3, I had only ever watched the WWF. So I walk out into my living room. My dad's watching wrestling, and it's like 6:05 on a Tuesday or whenever the fuck Crockett Promotions was on back then, right? It's the NWA. I have no idea who any of these people are. I don't know what the NWA is. All I see is this guy, blonde hair, sunglasses, and that giant ass gold belt. And I looked at my dad. I'm like, who the heck is that? That's Ric Flair. He's the world champ. And so in my head, I'm like, well, fuck, his belt is way bigger than Hogan's. He must be good. He must be better than Hogan. Even as a child, I knew. Ric Flair is the man. Wrestling wise, not human being wise. God, he's horrible, but not as bad as Vince, but he is. Whew. How that dude is still alive with all the drugs and alcohol that he still ingests, I don't know. But yeah, that big gold is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I have the Fandu Lux version of it, which is their like highest end belt that they make. Probably, in my opinion, it is the second best big gold replica that you can buy. The number one best costs $4,000. I don't need one of those. I do. I really do need one of those. That's the C4. The one from WWE Shop is only $310 and is, for the price though, that's the best one. Like, that's the most bang for your buck. But yeah, the AEW titles are gorgeous. Their tag belts are even really, really good. I had never gotten a really good look at them until one of my buddies bought one. I was like, holy shit, those are nice. The international title looks cool. The women's title looks cool. I think they have too many belts. They have too many championships. Like, they have all of these incredible wrestlers, and they have all of these titles, and it's getting to be like the WWE like 10, 15 years ago when like everybody had a title because there were like 20 of them. And it was like there were 10 on each show. You've got 2 tag champs, 2 US champs, a cruiserweight champ. The WCW titles were all there. All the WWF titles were there. It was stupid. Night of Champions, you have an entire pay-per-view of nothing but title holders. All right. This is incline. Ugh. Gotta change the angle so the cables are right on the arms. Ugh. 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 So like as far as my kids are like, so what belt do you want next? I'm like, well, like there aren't really too many more that I actually like as a kid went, I need to have that. I would like the old red strap NWA TV title. I would like the current WWE United States title. It's just a nice belt. And then everything else is like, I would like to upgrade the version that I have. Like, the Hogan is maxed out. And if I get this tag title, that one's maxed out. I'm good with the big gold that I have, but if I get a C4, yeah. You know, I've not really followed New Japan. I like not the current IWGP, but the one they had right before this one, I think was a better belt. I mean, the one they have now is all right. It's okay. It's nice, but the one they had before, in my opinion, that you can't improve on that one. And I think it was just one of those like we're introducing a new belt for the sake of introducing a new belt. And it's like a $3,000 belt. I think it's probably worth it with the amount of craftsmanship materials that went into it. I would just, if I'm going to spend that much money, I'm going to get the previous version, not the one they have now. Um, One of my buddies got the AWA belt, the inmate belt, one that Harley Race had, and he always wanted it, and he got it, and he hates it. Like, I'm sorry, man. But that was a cool one. That's one I wouldn't mind having. But I mean, I also thought that I'd love the Andre, and I didn't. And the Andre is just the Hogan belt, only bigger, but the thing feels like a toy. And I think that was my biggest issue, is that it was just completely flat, 4 millimeter plates, and it felt like plastic. Like, why am I spending so much on this thing? It was pretty, but ugh, that thing to have some heft. All right, last set. Ugh. 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 Crack. All right, so we're done with chest now. Gonna move on to tricep. What do I even have on the dock today for tricep? I gotta check my notes. Bone. See, man, you got me started on WWE now. It's like everything is WWE now in my brain. Oh, no, nothing. No, it's cool. It's cool. I will talk nonstop about pro wrestling, UFC, martial arts in general, weightlifting, or opera, or barbershop for that matter, because all my life revolves around really, and my kids. All right, so cables. All right, V-bar, rope, then overhead if I've got anything left, which is up for debate. Good Lord, I really worked my chest today. V-bar, let's get that first. I know I'm going to need more weight than this. What did I do last week? I have got to get better about writing down the weight that I did the previous week. 315 there. All right, so we're just going to guess. We're going to go 90. V-bar's a little bit, pro wrestling with Kev is like bringing up Transformers with high beam. And, you know, honestly, and I'm not as bad as high beam. High beam, that's her thing. But I will talk about Transformers nonstop if you allow me to. But she knows way more about Transformers than I do. And she's seen far more incarnations of Transformers than I have. I will say this, though. I'm one of the few people that actually knows that at one point, Ratbat was the leader of the Decepticons. One of Soundwave's cassettes was the leader of the Decepticons, I shit you not, in the comic. Also, Optimus Prime died like 4 times. Senator Rat. Bruh. There were some. Wow. Are we counting Starscream as a seeker? After that, it's Thunder. I almost said Thunderbolt. Thundercracker. Get in the right place. There you are. I remember there was a comic where Optimus died and they managed to keep his brain alive in a simulation. They kept trying to revive him, but he thought he was a video game, so it never worked. There was that. The time Rat-Bat was leader of the Decepticons. There was Jesus. What other fucked up things have I read? Lots. Oh. 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm pretty sure that is correct, Clabbers. I'm just the reason that I'm saying correct me is are we counting Starscream is because he's also second in command of the Decepticons. I mean, really? Well, we all know Soundwave is really the boss, but you know. Did you hear they're going to actually combine G.I. Joe and Transformers for the next movie since they hinted at the end of the next one? Yeah. We actually talked about that earlier. I'm both frightened and optimistic simultaneously, which is very strange. As much as they've colossally fucked up Transformers in the live action and G.I. Joe, the first G.I. Joe movie was horrible. The second one was an okay action flick starring The Rock, but it was not a good G.I. Joe movie. One time Space Ghost. Bruh. I loved Starscream as a Space Ghost, especially when he finally got a body and then he got blasted off a Unicron and then spent the rest of eternity just falling through space. And that hot minute that he possessed Waspinator in Beast Wars. It's 9 on that one. Get one more set there. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I just, all that trouble to get a body just to scream, I live again, then to tell Unicron to go fuck himself, then just get blasted through space. I love that. Like the whole plan was to rebuild Unicron, and Unicron was going to give him a body, and he demanded the eyes of Metroplex, and they only managed to get one, so they stole the eye of Trypticon, and they popped him in to Unicron's head. I like these eyes, but they seem different from each other. And was it Cyclonus, I think, was like, well, that's because we had to. And Starscream's like, shut the fuck up. I remember that episode very well. Space Ghost, the talk show host. He is now. Don't judge me. I remember watching like the actual Space Ghost cartoon And I remember turning on Space Ghost Coast to Coast and being so fucking confused. Like, what is going on here? Not that I was a huge fan of Space Ghost to begin with, but the show, it's like, what? I mean, I used to watch Thundar the Barbarian too. No, I'm really enjoying the He-Man reboot from Kevin Smith. It's very, very faithful to the spirit of the original. I really like what they have done, focusing more on like the minor characters like Tila and Evelyn, and answering a whole bunch of questions that we had as kids, like what would happen if somebody else had the sword that wasn't supposed to, and they turned into whatever the fuck version of He-Man that they were going to turn into. They've done that repeatedly. And then one time, Adam just said the words without the sword, and that turned into a giant disaster, but it was awesome. They answered why the sorceress never left Grayskull. They answered they right now I am at the episode where you guys haven't seen this, but we're finally starting to talk about Hordak. Which is cool. But it makes me wonder if they're going to acknowledge She-Ra. I have not finished the 3rd series yet. But they did briefly show a clip of Hordak kidnapping a child, which should be He-Man's sister. Oh. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all I got there. Jesus. All right. Kind of silly to do rope with this one. I put this program together myself, and every once in a while I think to myself, why did I do it this way? Sometimes I find out. Lunch break time. Okay, so Transformers. Same with new game. Hey all. Love his arm so massive I need to go in that direction. What's up, Moon Gambler? How you doing? Set up that game. By the power of Castle Uwu. By the power of Castle Uwu. I have the power, Uwu. Goddamn clappers. Yeah, we were talking about Starscream and Favorite Seeker and whether or not Starscream counted as a Seeker. Jesus Christ, clappers. I hate you. Ugh. Ugh. 6, 7. Ugh. I'm going to do 2 of those, 2 rope, and call it good. All right, so we were discussing, I don't know if you were overhearing, we were discussing how the comics varied wildly from the cartoon sometimes, Rat Bat being a prime example. I mean, Screamer was legit in charge of Cybertron for a while, but his mind was a wee bit, woohoo, imagine. Yeah, no. You're not wrong. I love Starscream, if I may put this in pro wrestling terms. Starscream is the perfect chicken shit bad guy. Talks so much shit, but when the chips are down, no. Absolutely not. And this is his coronation was perfect. Absolutely perfect, especially with Galvatron showing up. There was one issue of the comic where Megatron had lost his memory and a human had found him in his gun form. I'm pretty sure as a handgun, none of his attachments, but I could be wrong about that. And eventually Megatron got his mind back and actually spared the human, but he was like, don't ever think that you control Megatron. That was a really cool issue when I was a kid, at least. You call this a coronation? This is bad comedy. Fuck yeah, Leonard Nimoy, lay that smack down. I think that was it for my arms. Jesus Christ. Whew. All right. Yeah, it's time. I got to start cleaning up the house. All right, guys. This has been a lovely. Thank you, everybody, so much for showing up. I wish I had a little bit more in the tank. My spine would behave itself today. That'd be great. And have Winterfire take care of that for you. All right. High Beam's putting up the links. If you're not a member of my Discord already, join it. We're awesome. We have a fire meme channel. It's still building back up. I know I've been back for almost 4 months now, but I was gone for 2 years. So it's still not that lively. I've been trying to spark some conversation in there, but we're still, people are still kind of used to me being gone and whatnot. So it's still building up, but I got a nice little community. And if you're a subscriber, you have access to my workout resources section. We've got workout logs, progress pictures, my workout program, and it's just cool. Also, I do have merch. That link is also down there. I don't know where the hell I put it, but my workout shirt, my thick fillet workout shirt, can't find it. But it is available on that merch store, as well as I have coffee mugs, 3 different sizes, the biggest of which is 20 ounces. If you've ever needed 20 ounces of coffee, I'm your dude. So there's the link. Click through that. And it supports me a little bit, but I made sure those prices were affordable for people and that it wasn't just me breaking even on it. So like I make $1 on these purchases. So it's not overpriced. I'm not gouging anybody for profit. But I will be back tomorrow at some point, probably noonish, because I have a costume fitting at the historical village that I sing at. But until then, you guys all have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Bye-bye.